All right, ndị nọ na YouTube, I abịachigo. Those you can join us back. Theophilus, if you're here, can you join on YouTube? Let me see. And there's a two. Let me see if you can have audio. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you, Theophilus. Can you hear me? Do we have audio on YouTube? All right. Thank God. Everything is good now. Okay. Okay. Ndewo, ana m ekele mmadụ niile. Obi dị anyị ụtọ, obi dị m ụtọ ịbịachi na nkuzi nke ụbọchị taa. I'm glad to welcome everybody, and we are now live on TikTok. We are live on YouTube and as well as Instagram. Thank you. All right. So today we are going to be looking at the suffixes. Chetano na n'izu gara aga anyị mechara ihe gbasara mgbakwunye nganiru. Last week we were able to conclude on the prefixes, right? So today, let me see if I can expand it. Okay. So that is why this week today we will start on the suffixes. Sarah, thanks for joining us. And I also would like to announce to us that today my second class that usually happens later in the evening, will be starting. We have resumed a formal class for the Igbo students that I teach here in person. That class is streamed online. And so if you are in Nigeria and you are awake around 1 a.m., you are going to be able to meet the class. Happily, I'm so excited that we will be adopting a new learning approach in my class today. In today's class, later in the evening, I'll be reading an Igbo drama book with my students. And the reason we are going to be reading is because these are Igbo children that are growing up overseas, and they need to acquire more vocabulary. In addition to that, they also need to learn how to use certain words in expressions. And these certain words in expressions may not completely come by the examples we give all the time. So we use text. And the text we were going to use is a drama book. And when we read that book, we would now pick out words and expressions and explain them. But we're going to be particularly interested in Chineye Dalo. He says right now, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I wanna YouTube karagema. I believe room na all the ana hochaya ofuma no bochita. Maybe because I'm no Atomics. You're welcome. So Chineye Akwina here and Koma. All right. So we are going to be using that. So if you are interested, especially if you have a child, if you're an Igbo person, Igbo parent, you have children, even if ogoro na ha no n'ụlọ, okay, ya na iman ndewo nnem na ha nidiri ụdị ihe anyị na-akụzi na class anyị. Encourage them if they are awake. Unu ma na these days ụmụazị na amụsị anya. Okay. So if anybody is awake around that time, please join us. Now, if you're living in the United States, the time for the class is 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, that's when we'll be meeting. And usually when we meet, we'll teach, we'll learn, and then we go over to dance. We have Omenka Cultural Group. Right. So in starting today's class, I welcome everybody. Ndewono. Utak I say Ekelena Igbo. And I am Dr. Ima Sonye. I welcome everybody from everywhere you are. Karichasia Ndi Nkuzi Igbo, Nwanne Chineye. These are the people that, you know, encourage me to be here every week, especially those that are coming from the Nkuzi Igbo. Then my team, Omenka team, those who are working to make Omenka app what it's supposed to be, the app that gives us pride, that makes us proud in terms of the promotion, the preservation and promotion of Igbo language. So please, like I said, I'm teaching from home today, so you might hear some noise interference from my family, those that didn't go to school because they were not feeling well. All right. Anyị na-eleba anya mgbakwunye nsonaazụ mgbakwunye nsonaazụ. What does that mean? That means suffixes. Suffixes, that energy, enough energy. You're welcome. What we mean is that we are looking at suffixes today. Right. I gaji hon ọtụtụ ọmụmatụ. We're going to see a lot of examples just like we do. Those of you on Instagram, forgive us, we cannot change. I don't know how to change or mirror my writing. It is clear on TikTok, it's clear on YouTube. In case you find those other platforms better to join from, you can switch over to TikTok or YouTube. Okay. All right. And so when we mean nsonaazụ, it means something that comes at the back. Okay. Nsonaazụ means following from the back. So just like we've been looking at the verbs, ngwa, asụsụ Igbo, ngwa bụ otu akụkụ mkpụrụokwu nwere ike ịgbatị. The verb is one aspect of the Igbo words that extends so much. It is very elastic. Another word category that does that is a noun, but not as much as a verb does. What does that mean? In known languages, in English, in French, in Spanish, the language has a way of extending the words in it. Vocabulary extension, sometimes that's what we call it, to help us make more constructions. In linguistics, we say that to help us generate an infinite number of constructions in the language. Ihe nke a pụtara bụ na ọ bụ na asụsụ nwee ụzọ ọ na-eji agbatị mkpụrụ okwu ya, okay, asụsụ ahụ ga na-agbatị site na otu mkpụrụ okwu gaa n'ọzọ dịka anyị na-ahụ. Do good. Kedu, been a while. I missed you in the last class. You're welcome. Do good. All right. So the verb in Igbo language has a very elastic property. For those of you that are in science, you know what elasticity means, especially physics. Okay, it has a very elastic property. It can expand. Okay, it can multiply. Okay, it can accommodate so much. So, dịka na nkuzi a anyị na-eme ebe a in this class, since we are focusing, we're using our onyokometer to look into the best way to write Igbo language. The verb is an important aspect of the word of the language that we cannot ignore. And that is why we have been looking at it. Justin Okora for Dalo, Ndewo for joining us. So, for the past few weeks, we were looking at how we add words to the front of the verb and how it is written. Remember, ihe anyị ji na-amụ ihe a bụ ụmụafọ Igbo amaghị Igbo ede. Igbo speakers do not know how to write Igbo. It is so appalling. I don't know of any other language. For those of you who speak other languages, I don't know if the experience we have in our language, Igbo, is what you have. But for me, and for some of us that are here that are that have advanced knowledge of Igbo language, you all know how difficult it is for so many Igbo speakers to write Igbo. So in Omenka app, where we are championing the project we call Igbo Literacy Project, our responsibility we give to ourselves is to teach, educate Igbo people and non-Igbo people how to write Igbo. In this class, I am not primarily teaching us how to speak, even though for some people, they are grabbing both of them. They are learning both how to speak. For some of our foreign friends like Adeze Dunya, she is here learning how to identify Igbo words and be able to possibly pronounce them, which is what Omenka app is helping us to do. In this class, our primary concern is how to write Igbo words correctly. And you may be surprised to know that this applies to both Igbo learners who are students, Igbo learners who are even Igbo teachers. So you see that, the problem we are trying to solve touches a lot of us. Ịgbakwa unu nke bụ eziokwu. Asụsụ Igbo, ọ bụ na ịmachaghị ya, ọ na-enye nsogbu odide. But ịmụta ya, ọ naghị ara ahụ odide. N'ihi gịnị? Ihe a na-akpọ ụkpụrụ maọbụ usoro nke ndị bekee na-akpọ formula is applicable to the Igbo language. If you are able to understand the formula, how Igbo language is written, boom. So it is that formula we are trying to grasp here. And that is why I appreciate every person here that is a language teacher, especially if you are Igbo teacher, and you spend your time here to come to learn this. Okay? So this is important to us in Omenka app under the Igbo Literacy Project that we have created. All right. So, Ndewonu, again, Madunile. We are looking at the suffixes today. I'm going to also use the the words that we have been using as example. Okay, we are familiar with these words. If you are new to our class, just so you know, this is how we represent an Igbo verb. in its natural state, and Igbo verb in its lexical form. And what this means is that these words have provision to accept something in the front and accept something in the back. So, and we have been looking at the things that are acceptable in the front. So today we are starting with things that are acceptable in the back. So, J, which means go. Me, which means do. Ga, which means go as well. Za, which means sweep. And lo, which means fight. All of these are in their natural state, in their lexical form, okay? It is in that form that the verb is able to take other particles of the language to be able to become Russian, either a phrase or a clause or something like that. That is the form we are talking about. All right. Now, where we are looking at how suffixes, what the suffixes help us to do. Ọ bụ na anyị gbakwunye mkpụrụokwu n'Igbo, kedu ihe ọ ga-enye anyị, and kedu etu anyị ga-esi dee ya? That's what we're looking at today. Does it bring a change in how we can write it? Now, in writing, since we have been dealing with the verbs, I do want us to know that, again, remember, I do want us to remember that everything you want to write that has to do with the verb, and it is part of the verb, it is part of the verb. Most times, we find ourselves writing them together. Ọzọkwa, mgbe ọbụla anyị na-ede the Igbo goddess, ndewo. Mgbe ọbụla anyị na-ede mkpụrụokwu, ya bụrụ mkpụrụokwu nke nọ n'ọnọdụ ngwa, chete, ya dịrị gị na obi, ndewo nne m, o gịnị wo ezigbo aha gị, Igbo goddess? Ama m na ị maara Igbo nke ọma. Mgbe ọbụla ị na-ede ya, ya bụrụ na ọ bụ ngwa ka ị na-achọ ide, mata amata na ọtụtụ mgbe a ga-edekọta ya ọnụ. Ewezuga ma ọ bụ mgbe ihe na-esota mkpụrụokwu ahụ bụ aṅụrị, ndewo, ndewo, thanks for joining us. Ewezuga na ihe na-esote ngwa ahụ bụrụzie ihe nke sitere, mkpụrụokwu nke sitere n'aha dịka nnọchiaha. Okay, so we have expressed this so much in our class. So what I mean that the verb cluster, the verb phrase, has the verb root and any other particle, they usually are written together. So let this not be confusing in any way. Okay, for those that have been in this class since last year, getting to 6 months that we started this class, you should know this by now. In fact, you should be able to teach others that we said, so long as what we're writing is that verb cluster, everything we are adding to it usually is written together, except where what is following is also a noun particle or nominal particle. Blaze, thanks for joining. Right. So as we have this at the back of our mind, I know that the problem I have in my class here is that not everybody joins at the same time. So because people join a little bit late, I keep repeating some stuff. So bear with me when I repeat. It is the reason to catch everybody along, okay? To make sure that everybody carries at the same time. And also, because we have new people in my class every day, Kedebi says Sonyera Edozie, Nigeria or America or UK. Right. So because we have new people every day, it also makes me to repeat some things to carry everybody along. Right now, Again, if you are new to this class, all right, there one dalo. If you are new to this class is about teaching Igbo speakers how to write Igbo. TikToker dalo and Sagittarius, I greet you all. Teaching Igbo speakers and non-Igbo speakers how to write Igbo correctly. So if you are here, your need is also how to speak Igbo is also a good place to be. So you can grab the two at the same time, how to speak Igbo, but more importantly, how to write Igbo correctly. Thank you, Edozie. Thanks for following. So, and this is coming from the theory. Hey, Dr. Peter, how are you? You're welcome, brother. So, fine. So this is coming from the knowledge we have that an average Igbo speaker does not know how to write the language. I do not know how else I'm going to explain this. Brothers and sisters, for us who are Igbo speakers and teachers, this is a huge flaw. It's a huge problem. And it's a very fundamental issue that we think deserves a huge attention like we're giving it here. That is why we're doing this class. Okay? B. Jones. That is the reason we are doing this. So we are happy to be streaming on 3 platforms: TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And we're happy to have people who are paying attention on these 3 platforms. We do this every Monday, same time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're joining us for the first time, thank you. This is the right place to be. Stay put and let's learn together again today. All right, Stray Fan, you're welcome. Right. So I am Mkpụrụokwu nda, and I said Mkpụrụokwu nda no n'ọnọdụ chi ha. These are words that are in their natural form, in their lexical form. So in this form, they cannot go into a structure, a construction, or a sentence without adding something to them. So, because we're looking at suffixes, Mgbakwunye, nsonaazụ, we are going to be looking at the kind of things we will add to a verb and what it will give us. Now, first of all, I needed to let us know most times the suffixes help us, number one, to extend the verb. That's the primary thing it does. Number two, it helps us to create either another category of a word or to create the tense of a word, the tense either of a word or of a sentence. And what does that mean? You will discover that most of the things I'm going to add to the back of these verbs will help us realize tense. It could be past tense, it could be present tense, past, or past participle, like the traditional English describes it. Right? It could be doing, did, or has done. Okay? So this is under tense. I want this to rest at the back of our mind while we'll go ahead. The other thing that extending or adding words at the back of a verb helps us to create is what we might call feeling or emotion. And this comes in form of sometimes emphasis, most times emphasis. David Adekoyo, you're welcome. Or It can also create, let me see. Yeah, I think emphasis, unless I remember something later on. So when we are adding words now, we will be gradual about them. The other thing is, Jaja, you're welcome. The other thing now will be derivatives. When we add words behind the verb, it helps us to derive other words, like we already saw at the back as well. Like we can derive noun, we can derive adjectives, we can derive adverbs. I'm yet to remember the example for the adjectives. There were Jaja. There were. All right. Okay. So, anyị na-akọwa mgbakwunye nsonaazụ taa. Anyị ewerela ọtụtụ oge wee kọwaa mgbakwunye nganiru. Mara na n'asụsụ Igbo, ihe anyị na-enwekarị n'ihe gbasara ngwa bụ nganiru na nsonaazụ. What we often have is the prefixes and the suffixes. Because while I'm explaining, if you have questions, ask. Okay, ask your questions. Other languages might have what you call interfix and infix. Even though also in Igbo, people have argued that we have that. We will see that as well. In my thesis, I wrote things about that. There are instances we might have something that comes in between the word that is a verb and then to create another word. We're going to see it in derivatives. All right. Okay. And you go my all these instances. Okay. That is to say that ihe ọbụla anyị gaji ịgbakwunye n'azụ ngwa ugbu a ga-enyere anyị aka inwe mgbatị n'okwu, nyekwara anyị aka ikwu okwu dabara na ihe a na-eme maọbụ nke emecharala maọbụ nke emere, which is the tense. All right. Which is what? Time. Okay. Okay, I'm going to clean this, I'm teaching from home. My board is small today, so I will not be keeping things so long so that I will everything will be contained. Thanks for showing love on TikTok, all of you that are tapping on the screen and those that are sharing. If you are new here in the class, this is a class created for Igbo sons and daughters. Official John Dalo. Because when you join, if this class is useful to you, tell others. That is our problem. This is our own way of contributing towards the Igbo literacy. All Igbo children born, all Igbo sons and daughters like me, you, can know as how to write Igbo. I'm telling you the truth. Igbo language will not be suffering what it is suffering today. Our identity, our cultural identity has its roots in our language. If you are Igbo born, you are born in the US, UK, Canada. You did not have the privilege of your parents introducing you to the acquisition process of your language. I tell you, like I say in this class, your parents did not do well. But if you are an adult and you have the privilege of accessing resources that will enable you to learn Igbo language, you now have a duty. You now have a duty to do that. When you refuse to or fail to, you're going to have yourself to blame later in life, no longer your parents. I want you to get that. Ọ bụrụ na ndị nne na nna gị emeghị ka ịmụta Igbo dịka ị na-eto, dịka nwata, dịka nwa Igbo amụrụ na ofesi ma ọ bụ mba ozi bekee, ụta dịrị nne na nna gị, okay? Mana ọ bụrụ na ito wuruzie okenye, gị nwa n'ụwa nke anyị nọ n'ime ya, n'oge nke anyị nọ n'ime ya, wee nwee ụzọ ma ọ bụ etu ị nwere ike iji mụta Igbo dịka ihe nkụzi anyị na-akụzi ebe a, ya bụ na imeghị ya, ụta dịziri gị nwa, ụmụ gị ga-ajụzikwa gị ajụjụ, because our cultural identity is not just about what you see me, what I'm putting on. This is one of it, okay? The physical appearance, the cultural attire is one of it. But the deeper aspect of it begins with the language. And when the language is suffering, the entire culture is in jeopardy. Ndewo, Igbo goddess. So that is why we are sounding the warning. For those of you that work with me a little bit, I watch other people's content, those who teach Igbo or who talk about Igbo, who discuss language. But I don't watch everybody's content, especially those that I know that are on social media destroying Igbo language in the name of teaching it when they do not have the correct training to teach the language. Ana m akwado ndị na-achọ ịmụta dịka Jaja nwanne m nwanyị, and some of those that are coming here who did who don't have a foundational grasp on Igbo language, but they are making effort. I appreciate you when you make a video expressing the milestone, but when you go to the point of now using that as a way of teaching Igbo and you are teaching what you do not know, you are ending up destroying the language rather than helping it. So that is why there are contents I do not watch. There's a content that has so much enriched my knowledge about Igbo. Not the language, but the historical, the cultural. And that is the content produced by Eno and the Cultural Forum. That young man, Ngozi, is one of the most intelligent, most informed Igbo, I would say, teachers, that I have seen in our current age. Why do I praise his work? And I'm speaking here is because I went in Sobu today, which is the problem whereby many of the elderly Igbo people lack the kind of knowledge that that young man shares, lack the kind of historical knowledge that that forum shares. So what I'm saying in effect is that if you come here and you are part of this class, you appreciate what we're doing here. You can also help yourself by attending or joining classes that discuss culture. So we do that on Saturdays. Most likely we're going to start our Saturday live on Saturdays again. If we get a green light that we're going to have our guest speaker. But more importantly, the content created by Eno and the Cultural Forum is one of the best, one of the most enriched contents you can consume on social media. Please, Igbo nwa afọ Igbo, ọ bụghị ihe niile gbasara Igbo ndị mmadụ na-ekwu na social media ka ị ga na-ege ntị. Listen to those that know Igbo to the core. It's either about the language or the people and their culture. If you are also a very big fan of Igbo by virtue of your relationship, it is not everything that is on the social media about Igbo that you consume. Igbo is one of the most misconstrued, misunderstood, misrepresented people on the planet Earth today. And that is why we, the scholars, are making every effort to rewrite our story by ourselves. It begins with the language. Our existence in the world as Igbo people has been so misinterpreted by others. And I will tell you one of the reasons. Sorry, I'm deviating for a few minutes, okay? Igbo people are found in a place called Nigeria today with other people who were our neighbors before the advent of the British and the people that colonized Africa. Okay, all of you know what that left African countries or African communities. So we were all brought together as a country in Nigeria. When the British came to Nigeria, it took them days to conquer so many other tribes in in Nigeria, in that part of the world. What did I say? It took them days. Shana, you're welcome. It took them what? Days to conquer so many other tribes, so many other communities, so many other kingdoms found in Nigeria. You know what? It took them 32 years to conquer Igbo kingdom. That led to a lot of bloodshed. Oh, sister, Ndewo. Thanks for joining on Instagram. Okay, so that led to a lot of bloodshed on both sides. 32. Both on the Igbo people and on the British side. A lot of people, lost their lives in the process. So this made British to become very furious about Igbo people. They wrote stories of Igbo people with hatred, anger, and everything. These people didn't want these people to come to their place. They protected their culture, their territory with their lives. At the end of the day, Igbo fell. As soon as Igbo fell in 1910, Nigeria was amalgamated in 1914. So you can imagine. 1800, this will trooped into Africa, right? From 1800 down to 1900, there was a concerted effort to conquer Igbo land. It happened in 1910. And in 1914, Nigeria was put together. Then in 1960, they got independence. Okay? So if you were the British, how would you be looking at the Igbo people? So this will, imagine you were one of those commissioners that were sent, the military people that were sent and all of that, and you go, people died, you go, people buy and all of that, you come back and all the efforts until they finally got it. So what I'm trying to say is that translated into, that was handed over to what became the government of Nigeria, the people of Nigeria. And that hatred and anger translated into what we call propaganda. So you remember that much of the colonizers didn't really leave Africa. They still stayed by the side and controlled things still today. So because there's a lot of messaging, information coming in form of propaganda from the British that had left, quote and unquote. So the Nigerian government continued on that trend with that hatred and continued to bring down Igbo. So I want you to understand the reason we're doing what we're doing. Now there is social media. So you have what you call cyberbullying, social media, what, this and that. The propaganda has reformed and is very much alive and present on social media. And what has this, brought to us? And now I'm not talking about the other people. I'm not talking about our brothers and sisters who are not Igbo. This has led to a huge rift of identity crisis for a lot of Igbo people who are no longer proud to be called Igbo because they believe, or they have been made to believe that Igbo brings everything negativity. No, doesn't. That's mere propaganda. On the contrary, if you go deep into history, Igbo is one of the oldest kingdoms that has ever lived. Many other kingdoms kind of migrated out of Igbo. Even today, if you have known a little bit of the history of the Igbo, you might have heard, oh, Igbo people come from Israel. Igbo. That is also the reverse story for those that have dug deeper into that. Igbo is one of those people that never came from anywhere other than doing their migration and coming back to where they came. So anyway, that is historical. And I think I have spent more time than I wanted to spend on that. Yeah. So please, this is so important to us. While I was speaking, I was explaining the reason we are championing Igbo literacy. Primarily to educate all Igbo children, especially there are elderly people that are passing now. Those that saw the war, very soon they will all pass. You can imagine the history gap that they will create if they fail to hand over the totality of their experience to the younger people. This is so mind-boggling. Like, for us that think about this in every day, we imagine what historical gap that will be created if we do not close it now, both in our language and in our history and in everything. Those that saw the war will soon pass. Their generation. It will not be left with all of us that were born after the war and everything, and then the millennial, and then the Gen Zs. I don't know what else we're going to get in the next generation. So if you are an Igbo born, please, you have a duty. Excuse me. So whether you are born in Igbo land or outside Igbo land, you have a duty to educate yourself and possibly to learn and to educate others. Biko, ya ka m na-arịọ ụmụafọ Igbo na klaasị a. Ị nwere ọrụ gị bụ kụziere onwe gị ọ mụta n'onwe gị. Gbaa mbọ ka ị mụta ihe gbasara onwe gị, asụsụ Igbo, omenala Igbo, jaja ndewo, ihe niile gbasara Igbo. Then for those of us, our brothers and sisters who are very friendly with Igbo community, I appreciate you so much. Those who appreciate who we are, what we do and everything. It is important also for you to grab the correct information about the Igbo people. The propaganda that is out there is complete fallacy and is coming all the way back. Is dating all the way back to the colonizers. So please be advised. All right. What we're looking at here, we're borrowed that if we now go ahead to look at how we can add the particles that will give us the suffixes, we will see. Let's look at tense first. And then under tense, we look at past. For the word J, which is what? To go, or go rather, we will add plus, and it will give us jere, which is what? Went. Okay, let me now go to past. Let me start with present. Present. What grammatical particle can we add at the back of J to still get a word in the present? The word that we'll realize will not change from present to past. An example is a. When we have J plus a, we will have a word like J-A, which is what? Go. J-A, J. To notice the change on the tone mark. The tone of the word changes, right? J. Yes. Dalo. A. This is also A. You see that the tone of the word changes. From J, we now have J. And this is a tense, a kind of word we'll call what? Command. Imperative. It's important. Negaga. J, go. Those that started this class when we were looking at prefixes, remember when we did E, which was infinitive, how we derived that. We never added anything at the back of the verb. But this is what we're doing now. And you look at how beautifully it's coming out. Right. So let's look at me. It can also be the same format. Plus A. It will give us what? Me. Which is what? Do. Remember, I didn't say to do. Mgbakwunye to, because it is not infinitive. It is just what? Do. Thank you, Jaja. May do. All right. How about ga plus? You all know what should go in there, right? A. And it will give us what? Ga. Which is what? Go. Okay. So our vowel harmony rule comes up again. Iwun dakori to do me apatakwale vowels, all right? Whereby we have a here instead of a. And the way the word works, ga cannot take a. It won't. The language will not accept it. You see? So it's important for us to know what works and what does not. Ga will only take a, while J will take a, even though both words are the same meaning, right? They are the same thing. Okay. Ga. Yeah. Jaya, your tone marking is not correct. So since you have maybe you want a low tone and high tone. So look at mine. Low and high. Okay. What you wrote now, the tone, each one of them, the tone changed the whole thing. Oh, for your may, it becomes may. No, Jaja, you have to write it this way. Low, high. You have to write it low, high. Ga, a. Kedo. So, Jaja, can you change it? Low, high, ga, a, ga, a, ga. Look at mine. Okay. All right. Kingsley, Kedo, you're welcome. All right. Kaihukwa za. So za ubua nwezere low tone, right? We have low tone on za. Thank you, Useku Foods. Plus a, we have za a. Sweep. And lastly, we have law. Okay. Okay, now. So the last one, thanks for the combo. Thanks for the combo. So the last one is going to give us a different kind of word altogether. And I'm glad we have this here as an example. Okay. So one might now be wondering, okay, what do we have? What are we going to get? So because we have a and a, that does not mean that these are the only two grammatical elements that can add at the back of the word. No. So for low will have o as a suffix. Obi, kedo. You're welcome. Now we'll have low, fight. Low. So for those of you, learning tone, the easiest way to understand tone is one of the easiest ways is by using the notation, song notation. Like I say, low, high, okay, high. High, which means when you have two high tone marks, or high low. So when you have high low, you now have So here we have all of these words as what? Low, high, which is low, za, ga, me, je. But you know that's not how we say it. We say it je, me, ga, za, lo. The tone. Gradually, I'm applying tone here because what we are writing deserves that we use tone to differentiate with other words that look alike. So that's why I'm putting tone now. In my class, I tell you, I don't emphasize on it. Even in Omenka app, if you go to the Omenka app, the words that you see there, we didn't apply tone marks because they were voiced. Okay, so if you do not have Omenka app, please try and download Omenka app. It is an app that teaches Igbo and non-Igbo speakers Igbo. It teaches us our language, our history, our culture. We created the app for the preservation, the documentation and preservation of Igbo language. Okay, all right. Any question? Okay. So note that we have the same, Kevin Dalo, we have the same tone pattern for all of these words. And I want to say emphatically, for all imperatives, for all expressions that show imperative, their tone pattern is the same in Igbo language. Mgbe ọbụla mmadụ na-asị mmadụ mee ihe dị otu a, mee, nke a na-ekwu itinye iwu, okay? Itinye iwu maọbụ isi mmadụ mee ihe. the tone pattern is the same. Udolu ya bụ otu ihe ahụ. Ọ naghị agbanwe agbanwe. Okay? All right. Ndị nkụzi Igbo, enwere onye ga-echeta mkpụrụ okwu ọzọ enwere ike inweta nke ga-anọ na ihe a na-eme ugbu a, present tense, ọ bụrụ na anyị gbakwunye okwu n'azụ ngwa enwere. I say this in Igbo because I'm speaking directly to those who are teaching Igbo, who are Igbo teachers. When we add a word behind or a grammatical element behind the verb in a bid to realize a word that is still in the present, is there any other way we derive that other than what we have done? Or is there any other tense we can derive other than this? My answer is no. No. Okay. All right. But then, still in this tense, yes, we can still add particles to this verb. Yes. Yes, thank you. Usekufuz, riwe. Now, I will talk about expressions like riwe with regard to Olundi and Ibuizugwe. So, for this kind of construction, this verb still has the ability of adding other kinds of particles to make sure we arrive at other words. And we're going to look at them. Now, ihe created imperative. It is in the present. When we have, remember, I'm going to be cleaning up because of the size of my board today. When we have okay, I'm going to remove E first. All the E and A and O. And then put it back to where it was. Okay. All right, let's start from here. So, for instance, we got an example, an idea from Usekufu. They say, how about Riwe, for instance? So, what if we don't have A there and we have We for J? We will have expression like Jewe, Me, the same, Mewe. Ga, Gawa, Za, Zawa, Lowa. All right. All these expressions are considered primarily dialectal. This. If you want to put it in literature, a person, Orion Dalo, a person who doesn't want to sound more dialectal would use expression like Neje, Neme, Naga, Naza, Nalo. bear in mind that both of them are correct. Both expressions are correct, and they are acceptable in literature. But this is more dialectal, coming from the more central Igbo than other dialects. Remember my use of Central Igbo and Standard Igbo. Okay. Yeah, we're coming to emphasis. Central Igbo means the Igbo spoken around in the area is referred as the Central Igbo, the heartland of Igbo, Imo State, most especially. Okay. Abia State. What now is Abia State? It was before Imo State. Right. So that's where you might hear these expressions more. A person from possibly Anambra will want to, change it to Neje, okay, Neme, or Deme, Deje. Dialect comes in as well, okay? But look at how I wrote them. These are all together. For me to change to using the auxiliary, also look at how they are written, okay? All right. Each of these still fall under the present tense. It just shows be going, jewe, be going, mewe, be doing, right? Gawa, be going, zawa, be sweeping, and lowa, be fighting. That's all. It does not create any other feeling. It's the tense, oge, what you are doing now, okay? Right. Because you want to tinye in a chat, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. All right. Still on the present tense, we might now add particles that can add some more feelings or additional feelings to the word we are creating. Okay? So these verbs that are here can also take more particles to create more extended words. So we might have something like godu, and we're like jegodu, bata. What does that mean? Go first. Go first. Jegodu. So jegodu can come up on a normal. You just say somebody. Jegodu. It can also come up when you want to create emphasis, or when, situational. Thank you, Janet. When you want to make yourself, your voice, your tone, when you're adding more feeling to your statement. Jegodu. You are creating emphasis primarily. Bata. Kaimara. Go first. Let's see. It can happen. We can also have jewegodu. Jewegodu. Which, you can translate into ne jegodu. Be going, keep going first. Keep going real. Go actually. We can have jewegodu, all in the present. Okay? Kosi Starboy, ndewo kedu? I ahụla gị na Instagram. All right, ajụjụ onwe nwere ajụjụ. Right, okay. Kedu ihe ọzọ nwere ike inweta na-agaghị agbapụ anyị na ihe a na-eme ugbu a? Tense, present. Ihe a na-achọ Sandra. Ndewo kedu? Thanks for joining us. What other expressions can we add? Grammatical elements can we add to still be in the present? On our example. We can have expressions like, which also is similar to this. Jecha. Igbo is sweet. Very deep. Jecha. Itie jecha mabia. Jecha mabia. Which is also go first. Go finish. Jecha mabia godu. Ijecha kaimara. After you've left, we've gone, we will know. Jefuta mondoka. But Jefuta, I will go another word. It's no longer going to be one word. So, we're looking at Mgbakwunye nsonaazụ. Okay? So, Jeputa could also be written as Jecha. Now, Jecha, we also can have Jecha Godu. Jecha Godu. Kaimara. Jecha Godu. Onabakwa. Because right now, I know that we speak all of this. But when we are in the class learning them and putting them into perspectives, it can be a little bit confusing. So you need to make sure that, I'm not fast trying to establish all the possible examples I know and what this means, what all of them mean. Okay. We can also have example where it says Jearia. Jearia. Now, Jearia, which is coming from J plus area, will give us that. Jearia could mean go around, walk around. Jeari godu buruburu. Kemara mega home madu no loha. Jewa, thank you, Beatrice. Jewa, which is be going as well. Jewa. And we can as well have Jewa Godu. Of course, that's what we have here. So Jewa and Jewe, they're the same thing. They're just allophones of the same morpheme. All right. We have Jearia, which now changes the meaning a little bit. It could also mean go again. Thank you, Sekufus. Go again. Go again because you have gone before. Jeru, we're going to come to Jeru and then Jeru Godu, which is Jeru, then Jeru Godu. Jeru means reach there, go reach there. Then Jeru Godu, reach there actually. Go, reach there actually. Jeru, Jearia. We can also have Jeari Godu. Now remember, ihe niile anyị na-eme Yeah, I don't know. I saw more. Ihe line na-eme gbadoro okwu na ịgbakwunye n'isi ngwa, itinye ụmụ mpekele okwu n'azụ ngwa ka o nwee ike inye anyị mkpụrụ okwu ndị ọzọ ndị anyị na-eji ekwu okwu n'Igbo, mana mgbe ọbụla ọtụtụ mgbe uche anyị anaghị adị n'ihe anyị na-eme n'ihi na okwu ka anyị na-ekwu. We are not just like dissecting the language. Okay, so remember what we're doing here is adding. Jebe, thank you, Jaja. Jebe as well is in the standard as well as dialectal. So when I say Jewe from Imo State, a person from Anambra and possibly in Enugu will say Jebe. So they are all the same thing. Okay? So when I mean Jewe and somebody, my brother from Anambra means Jebe, we are all saying the same thing. All right. Yes. Gararia Brit is not Garari. Gararia, which means the same thing. So now look at all of this. Thank you for the combo. Noxen, thank you. So look at all of this now. They are taking the same format, but in these words, we have not changed the tense. It is still in the present. Okay? But we have been able to add particles of particles on particles to extend the word. Then look at it that we are writing all of them together. And when kind of this, J chapocha, J chapocha. Do we have J chapo before we get J chapocha? J chapo is a possible construction. I'm using a technical term now, so forgive me. J chapo is a possible construction in Igbo, is acceptable. J chapo. So the punonimeya is also giving us nothing but emphasis. Jecha, Neyana, Gacha, Mo, Jego, do the same. All right? And what are you, all right. My days are doing. I hope you are following, because we appreciate your interest in Igbo language. Okay. Do we have any other instance? I know we are using J here now, not forgetting the other ones. J Godu. Have you heard this expression? Jewara. Jewara. Can anybody help with that? They say here, right? Okay, is it J Chapo? I think that's what you are responding to. Beatrice, let me know. Can you know this expression? Jewara. Gini ka oputara. Ụmụ Igbo. Okay, that for J Chapo. J Chapo cha. Just go your way. Thank you, Jaja and Osekufu. Osekufu, you wrote good your way. I think it's a kind of typo of the big finger. I know. Go your way. Just go. Jewara nkegi. Okay. So how did we get here? How did we arrive here? Just Jewara. Now, you see that Obinna Arikaibe Kedo. So you see that we are able, Ash, you are late to class. How are you, Ash? We are able to generate different kinds of expressions, maintaining the status quo, okay, of the tense and the structure of the words that we're creating. Jawara, the person don't work out loss. It means go your way. Okay? You too, they disturb me. Jawara, you know, if you can't wait for me, Jawara, or if this is not working, boom. Okay? So we are able to make these constructions because we are native speakers of the language, and that is how languages work. All right. Thank you, everybody, joining us on TikTok and Instagram, and those sharing, those liking. Keep tapping on the screen. And let me not forget to remind you that those of you that use social media a lot, you're on live show or you make videos, especially on live show, you know that the more likes and share and comments we generate in a live program, the more rated the program. And why should we get the rating of this class higher? It is to enable more people to see what we're doing here when we come online. It will help the algorithm to go higher so that when we are in the class, more people will come. So on average, I do have about 200, 300 people stopping by watching on TikTok. YouTube is still very low. Instagram, very low. So please, you know how this works. If you know that it is important for more Igbo speakers, more Igbo born to know about this class and learn for the preservation and promotion of our language and culture, Biko Kesaya, share in the different groups you are in, especially our WhatsApp groups. You know, we do the form. So there's a good number of us who don't know how to write Igbo, who like, Igbo class, you know, I already know Igbo. No, you don't. You don't really. If you do not understand how the language works, your knowledge of Igbo is just only the knowledge of a native speaker. So if a person makes a mistake in what they wrote, you are not able to know the difference. So we are bringing Igbo people to the knowledge of understanding how their language works. So that mmadụ dey ihe karịchasịa na social media anyị niile na aga today, you know that it's wrong. I don't know why my YouTube is getting faint. Let's see. Okay, I think that will help. Yeah, so I want a madu day here because you want a better knowledge of Igbo language, that what they wrote is wrong. And then you'll be able to correct them. And then even you yourself, so that when you are writing Igbo, so here we encourage us to write in Igbo. Those of you that are on our group, the teachers group, you can testify. We write everything in Igbo. Okay? And there are other groups like that people are forming today where they encourage people to write in Igbo. So even when you are in such group, you don't know how to write everything, but you are learning. Sometimes, or many of the times, the problem is if the people that are in that group are also people who don't know how to write Igbo correctly, it becomes a problem for you. You wouldn't know what to learn because they are already messing up your brain. Okay, so it's important for us to learn for ourselves and also for others. Yeah, I'm Igbo already, no need. That's what an average Igbo person will say. You know, all night in there about either Omenka app, you know, you need this app or not. I'm Igbo already. And that is why you have people who have the impetus to go to social media to begin to teach Igbo when they do not have the training for that. Because people they think that, oh, I know I'm an Igbo speaker. Why shouldn't I teach Igbo? After all, I have a social media platform that people follow and all of that. You don't do that, please. You don't. Unless you are actually sure that you're teaching only what you know without delving into what you do not know. Okay. Yeah. So let's keep, tapping on the screen and creating conversations and sharing so that the algorithm of this class will continue to improve. Then, those who have become my student by virtue of your regular attendance, all of us have it as a point of duty to grow this class. Do not think about it in any other way than to ensure that we spread the word. If it will have additional benefits to us all, that is secondary. Our primary aim is to grow this program so that many more Igbo speakers and non-Igbo speakers will have the interest of joining us here every Monday and possibly Saturday, as the case may be. And not only that they will join, but that I will also stay. The other day, my wife, was going through TikTok, and you see, she was seeing where people were making conversations, and you see that topics that people are even discussing are things that you don't know why you should stay online to be having those conversations. But you know what? People stay. For whatever reason, you see, people are comfortable being online, discussing there's a day you will go into TikTok, what you're hearing, the ashawo, that's what people are discussing. You see adults discussing something and staying 1 hour, 2 hours talking. But when they come to a place like this, they jump out. So you find out that it takes a lot of work for all of us who have owned up this class and this program and this project to put it out there in the face of us to make sure that people develop the interest of being part of this ideology. This is what we'll do for posterity. Some of those topics that are being discussed are things that may not add any value to your life, may not add anything to Igbo language. But here, what we're doing, this is absolutely important. It's not just what we tell ourselves, but it is what it is. Okay. Jawara, which is our favorite word for here in this section. All right. So let's look at other things we can create when we add words or elements of grammar before or behind the verb. Ehichagom tense, okay? Because I think we've done that, the present tense, a great deal. I'm not remembering anything else. If there's anything I forgot, still know that it falls in line with what we've already given as an example. Now let's look at tense. Again, past. So from this verb, Rochi Igbo Kedo, joined on Instagram. From this verb, when we add re, I want you to know that re is our past tense marker. Yana one near bogene ra. Is our one of our regular past tense markers. Okay? Re, ra. What do we mean by that? When we add this, we have jere, mere, gara, zara, loro. If you are not Igbo, you are in this class, you are learning Igbo with us. Some of these expressions are new to you. If you didn't learn anything today, know that in Igbo language, a past tense is created by adding R plus, we'll call it R plus the open vowel, A or A. That is our past tense marker. R with the vowel A and A. When we add it to the verb, behind the verb, which is the suffix, you are creating a past tense. So here, we have riri. Thank you, Seku Food. We have did. We have went. We have swept. We have fought. And there's no other way. All right. So for re, which of course Useku is giving us the example, you're also going to add R now plus E or E to give us re. Of course, we'll have re to give us re, which means 8. Climb. We also have now we also have an example where the word will take another word, will give us ro, which is walked. All right. Now, if you see all of these, then you have go, which is by, plus ro. You also have go ro. Now, gịnị ka anyị ga-akọwa na ya? It means that for us to create a verb, to create a past tense from a verb, we will add the R plus the open vowel R plus A, E, O, U, O. Mgbe ọbụla, depending on the word we are creating, you find out that some of these now, if not all of them, are looking like we are reduplicating or multiplying the word itself. For instance, go, R, goro. But look at ro, ro, ri. It looks like we reduplicated ri, to get us what? Riri. It looks like we reduplicated ro work to get us what? Ro. But in the other ones, it shows R plus the open vowel, which is a format for it. For the sake of this class, learn that we all wrote them together. Okay? This is how we create a past tense. Now, in this past tense, is there any other thing we can add to extend the word? Dịka anyị wetarala ihe mechara, ihe mere, not ihe mechara. O nwere ihe ọzọ a ga-agbakwunye n'azụ ya ka anyị nwee ike ịgbatị mkpụrụ okwu ndị a. Ụmụ afọ Igbo. Ngwa lee ya n'anya. Ya ka nọrọ na ihe mere, like past tense, not past any other thing. Okay, I want you to look at it. Without changing the tense, you add anything, but the tense will not change. So, Obi jere, Obi gara, Obi mere, Obi zara, Obi loro. Jaja, that's not only going to be Jeremiah, it's going to be Jeremiah. Jaja, gonna get Jeremiah putara. What does it mean? Yeah, on a serious note, I want to know. What do you think it means? Jaja Mkbakwunye, we nye anyị Jerem. Oh, Jerem. All right, so what you wrote now, is no longer Igbo, Jerem, because there's nothing like that kind of construction in the context we are saying, unless you are now talking about, unless we are discussing onomatopoeic, which is the sound system, the sound way of creating a word, Jerem, but it's not really in this context. Yeah, Jerem is also different, okay? What we're looking at is it has to be in the past. Now, for my question, there's nothing. There is nothing. Enweghị ihe ọzọ ị ga-agbakwunye na mkpụrụ okwu ndị a ugbu a wee nwee mgbatị ya ka nọrọ na ihe mere, past tense. Enweghị. That's how the language works. So for us to have the ability or the space to add to this construction, it might end up changing the tense of the word or even the word category. They can also say Jerem. You see that Jerem is no longer past. Okay? Okay. I'm going to go over to, so we don't have anything else to do here, just for us to know. Jere, mere, gara, loro, zara, sere, roro, all of those. We don't have anything else to do. What's popping? I am here on Mondays, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, which is, I believe, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Mondays. I'm also going to be teaching another class today, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. We'll continue. Another tense I got by here, past participle, grammatical, traditional grammar, which is already done, already finished. Okay. Now, I ga-enweta Kai Shuta. Thanks for joining on Instagram. I ga-enwetanwu okwu ndị ọzọ ga-egosi anyị ihe emecharala. You see the difference? Ihe mere na ihe emecharala. Something that was done and something that has been completely done. Okay? They are two different things. So, what do we add? What do we add to J to get us a construction that is in the past participle? We have ela or ala or ola or ola, ole. I think those are it. So, ọ bụrụ na ị chọrọ ikwu okwu ebe ngwa na-egosi ihe emecharala, we want to write where a word that the verb is showing a completed action. We will add any of these. Let's start with J. J plus Ella will give us what? Jela. Ga plus ala will give us gala. Me plus ela will give us mela. Obi, ijela ahịa ahụ a gwara gị gaa chee. Ejeela m. Ada, i meela ihe nne gị ziri gị mee. Emeela m ya. Ugo, ị gaala ụlọ akwụkwọ a sịrị gị gaa. Agaala m ma lọtakwa. Emeka, ị gbuole anụ a sị gị gbuo. Egbuole m ya. Uju, ị rụọla ọrụ dịrị gị ịrụ n'ụlọ. Arụọla m. Past participle. Past completed tense. Ihe eji emebe ya n'Igbo bụ ela, ala, ola, ola, ole. Remember, we are also following our vowel harmony rules. The Igbo does not joke with the vowel harmony rules. It comes up anytime, any day. The only thing is, there are exceptions. Sometimes, especially when such words are originating from the dialects. Okay, so we have all of this. Riela, rola, go, ola, gola, or bugole, whichever one. So we can have example here. Yeah, riela. We can have example where there's exception. In Igbo, we can accept gola. Egola mia. Remember na o na a hesi no to o2. But it's acceptable because we are doing vocabulary extension. You see where we can have an exception. Words like that. Okay? Right. So This is our past participle marker. Ndị na-akụzi Igbo ma ọ bụ ndị ma karịa, enwere ihe ọzọ anyị ga-agbakwunyenwu na goola, meela, jeela to still stay on the same tense, maybe adding emphasis without changing the meaning of the word. Godson 147. Ndewo. Enwere ihe ọzọ anyị ga-agbakwunye? Is there anything else? Kwa. Let's look at it. Kwa, if we have it, we now, okay, let me say this way. J plus ela plus kwa will give us what? J kwala. Enwekwara ndị nwere ike isi jeela kwa. Ejeela kwala m, ejeela kwa m. The construction is kwala, J kwala, J kwala. So here with kwa, we've added emphasis. And then remember that kwa came in here now to break the ela into two and inserted itself in between. J kwala, which means I have already gone actually. I have also already gone. Ijela lete enya nwoke na-arịa arịa. Ejela m. Ejekwala m. I have gone also. Ejelam, ejekwalam. Thank you, Seku Foods, for that input. Kwa. When we bring kwa, we can still create another word that stays on the same tense without changing the meaning or the category of the word. But we end up creating emphasis. Kwa la. J kwa la. J la. Okay. O nwere ihe ọzọ anyị ga-agbakwunyenwu? Enwere. You can have something like J, cha, kwa, la. But look at the trick now. For you to have an expression like what I wrote, remember, jecha might become a verb root. Long, yes, Jaja. Jecha might become a verb root, arguably, because jecha is an expression that we could say the verb, the J and cha have become one body to give us a stem out of the root, an extended root with two vocabulary. Jecha, which is go, finish. It might in some constructions, but in this construction, it is not. So we can add cha, and then we will have extended the meaning of the word, which is I have already gone, finish, also. Gone, finish, also. J Jechakwala. So my English equivalent is a non-standard English, okay? Jecha is go finish or gone finish. Jechakwala gives us already gone finish also. All right. And when as we begin to round off today's class, and when to give us something else that is still in this tense without changing any more than we have already changed. Ro chakwala, ro kwala, ro cha. And what in also? I will say no. I will say no. But then we can change. Without changing the tense, we can change the words, the expressions here by adding other stuff that will also help us to still be in that tense. For instance, we can say, okay, if we add that, it will give us a problem. No. We better stay here. Mechala. Yeah, Mechala. Thank you, Jaja. Mechala. All right. So, Rocha la re. Rocha la re. Thank you, Sekufus. We can do J la re. Or when they guys say J la re. Re. J la re. This is additional emphasis, okay? Even when we say J chala re or J chala re, I think I now hear the Bible like this as well. This also means all since it now helps us in extending the time. Igala letonye na ariare. Ejechala m re. Okay? Obi ogara ụlọ akwụkwọ taa. Ọ gachala re. Maọbụ ọ gachala re. Nke bụ na o teela ọ gawara. O teela m gara leta onye na-arịa. O teela m mechara ya. So it now creates an elongation of time. It now extends the time that we are referring to, that we are pointing at. And I'm going to use this analogy to drive it home. In sign language study, or even in gesture, sign language and gesture study, they're similar. We have an expression gesture under which we have pointing. When you are studying gesture, you're going to have to study pointing. How people point. It is interesting to know that different cultures express pointing in different ways. So the culture I'm familiar with, whether it is Igbo and English here now, we point this way, right? We'll point that way to show something that is further away, as opposed to this way, something that is close. We also point with all of our fingers. We point this way when we are showing direction. Oh, okay, got that. Do you realize that when you are showing direction and you point this way, you can either keep it this way or this way extended, or you extend it like this. When the pointing goes above your head, it shows a wider, a longer distance, whether it is with one hand or that is something we express when we add re mobore nazoku, to show the gap in time when what is talked about is done, or was done rather. Another way we do is by it has been done a long time ago. Okay, so when we add all of this, that is why I use the word feeling or emotion. Remember that we are adding something that we are also expressing, or that we express in gestural communication. Yes, we are adding gestures. And for some of us that speak with elaborate gestures, there's no limit to how you express yourself with your body, what we call body language, right? So, yanwa ke na ahụ na mgbe anyị na-asị jechalari ọ bụ jechalari, ya bụ na ị nwere ike ịchọ ikwuye iji aka egosi ya, ọ na-egosi mgbe etere aka, ọ bụ mgbe etere aka na ọbịanihu, ma ọ bụ mgbe etere aka na mgbe gara aga. Mgbe ọbụla mmadụ kwuru okwu, emechala m ya kamgbe, emechala m ya re. You can express that. There's no way you can say emechala m re. You can't express that in the present, pointing at the present with your finger or with your entire hand is contrary. They are contrasting each other. Okay. So today, I hụrụ ka anyị ga-esi gbakwunye mkpụrụ okwu ụfọdụ, ma ọ bụ mpekele mkpụrụ okwu, iberibe mkpụrụ okwu, iri mkpụrụ okwu, iperipe mkpụrụ okwu n'azụ imposicant. Yes. Obona, you cannot be pointing down and be talking about a distance in time. Right. So, ihe anyị mụrụ bụ ịgbakwunye okwu n'azụ ngwa wee nweta okwu ndị ọzọ. Anyị lebara anya okwu ndị anyị nwere ike ịgbakwunye wee nweta okwu ndị ọzọ ka nọ na ọnọdụ tense n'Igbo. Na ụtọ asụsụ Igbo, anyị enweghị okwu ọzọ anyị na-eji ekwu tense na-abụghị tense. Okay, tense and aspect. That's the way we put it. So, anyị hụrụ mkpụrụ okwu ndị anyị nwere ike ịgbakwunye na ngwa wee ka nọrọ na tense ahụ anyị nọ. Hụkwa ndị nke anyị gbakwunyere maọbụ ndị anyị nwere ike ịgbakwunye tense ya wee gbanwee. Okay. Na izu na-abịa abịa, anyị ga-ahụkwa ọtụtụ ọmụmaatụ nke ga-enye anyị okwu ndị ọzọ ga-egosi tense ọzọ. So taa, tense anyị lebara anya bụ nke ugbu a, nke bụ present, na tense nke gara aga, nke bụ past. I were tụzukwa aka na tense nke ihe emechagoro, nke bụ past participle. N'izu na-abịa abịa, anyị ga-ahụkwa ụfọdụ ọmụmaatụ ndị a wee hụziekwa mkpụrụ okwu ndị ọzọ anyị ga-agbakwunye wee nye anyị mkpụrụ okwu nọ n'ọnọdụ ọzọ dị iche, dịka mgbe anyị nwere ike isi na ngwa wee nweta kedu aha, maọbụ mgbe anyị nwere ike ịnọ na nkwenye wee banye njụ, from positive to negative or negation. These are instances of what we can get when we extend the words. So, when you are coming next week, mee ka ịhụ na ịkpọrọ mmadụ bịa, ịgwara mmadụ maka klaasị a n'ihi na ihe anyị na-eme ebe a dị mkpa. Ana m ekele unu niile, ụmụ akwụkwọ ndị na-abịa were ohere unu kpọrọ ihe ebe a. Thank you all. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your participation, sharing, liking. Edozie Dalu O Ndewo. This was your first time today and you stayed put. So next week, Monday, 1 p.m. Yes, imperative, present, past, and participle. Thank you, Jaja. Yes, I have another class today, 8 p.m. 8:30 p.m. it will start really because my students come a little bit late. So I'm sure at 8:30 we are gonna start p.m. Eastern time. Now class I got go Igbo book. We are going to be reading. So in my class, we'll be reading two books, one in Igbo, one in English. And the English book we'll be reading is Things Fall Apart. And why did we choose that? It's one of the most read Igbo books, most read Igbo literature books, okay? Written by a very popular Igbo writer. And we are going to be using that book to also extract the historical knowledge, Chinua Achebe, the historical knowledge about a traditional Igbo setting. So my students are going to be learning from the story of Chinua Achebe. But also primarily, we are going to be extracting proverbs, Ilu Igbo, Akpaalaokwu, nke bụ okwu ndị, figurative speeches. So those are the things we are targeting in addition to learning from the historical concept or setting of Igbo as it used to be. But today we are going to be starting with our drama book, Mkpụrụokwu Akarachi, which was written by one of the Igbo teachers in our Nkuzi Igbo. So, and we will also play the drama in our class. By the time my students learn it well, you see what we're going to do. So we're going to stream our class online. On Saturday, I'm going to verify if we're starting our culture discussion this Saturday. And by the time we start this year, I'm going to be bringing seasoned scholars. Chineye, Ndewo, Ndewo. Thanks for staying put and staying to the end. So, ekelele mono. Ndi no na YouTube, Instagram, which is coming up little by little. Let's keep promoting this class. TikTok, most especially. There are people, if I see them here, I'm happy. Any day I see you all here. Jaja, thank you for always showing up. Useku Foods, for always supporting here, what we do here. And a whole lot of you, Yoketia, Ash, Adezedunya, Theophilus. Thank you. What's popping? What's your real name? What's popping? What's your real name? Thank you. Thank you. All of you. Unu agbaliela, Chukwu gozie unu. Unu ejewarala anyị ga-ahụkwa n'ụbọchị ọzọ. Mgbe anyị na-asị n'asụsụ Igbo, ụbọchị nta anyị achọọ n'owere nchi. Nke a pụtara na anyị ga-ahụ n'ụbọchị ọzọ. Ama, oh wow, Ama, you're welcome. Thanks for having interest in learning Igbo language. Ụbọchị nta anyị achọọ n'owere nchi. Jaja, Beatrice, all of you on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Daalụ. Unu ga-ejewara. Ndewo. Anyị ga-ahụ n'izu na-abịa abịa. Ndị ga-esonye m na oge mgbede taa, anyị ga-ahụ n'oge mgbede. Ihe klaasị bụ oge mgbede ji atọ ụtọ na anyị na-eri nri na ya. Anyị na-eri nri, agwakwala onye ọbụla, we eat in the class, after the class. So please, don't tell anybody. Useku Foods will be providing us with tatos and notos, and we'll be happy. All right. Ekelela mono. Ya dịrị unu niile na mma. God bless you.